Hey Medicine Hat, thanks for tuning into our first ever video interview for the website. We've recorded a few of these now, but this is the first one that's going up. It's a great talk that we had with Stephanie Foley about the recent reopening of the Mad Hatter Comedy Club, and I hope you enjoy it. This is a lot of fun. Saturday was a lot of fun.
I'm glad you enjoyed it.
I really enjoyed Saturday. I'm really glad that you guys are open again.
So am I.
The first thing I really wanted to get into is how far back does this go?
Well, Mad Hatter goes back about 5 years, let's say 5-6 years, somewhere in there. But for me, comedy, I'm going into my 18th year this year. I think it is 17-18 years. I've been a comic and touring all over, and I just love it. I've never really had a real job. Maybe a few odds and ends here and there, but other than that, this has just been the gig for me forever. And then I had a kid. I have a little girl, and I can't be on tour anymore. I can't. I want to be home more. So, I just opened a club so that way I can still do my thing. But we started Mad Hatter as an open mic at a Whiskey Creek, and we ran it there for about 3 years. And we kind of built up our name and our reputation and so on and so forth. And then decided when it was time to go out on our own.
Okay, so it started as the open mic,
right,
in Whiskey Creek, and I remember you guys moving to Tumbleweeds and...
Yeah, it was a rustic kitchen in the basement. Yeah, there was just a transition where I wanted to find the perfect venue, and I didn't want to rush on it. So when we were done our contract at Whiskey Creek, there was about a 6-month gap in there, maybe somewhere in there, from finding this place to that gig ending. And I just, like I said, I didn't want to rush. I wanted to find the perfect. So every weekend, I just rented their banquet hall out, and we kind of just played by ear almost every weekend. Just, okay, well, we don't have a place, let's rent her out again. And just so our name didn't get forgotten, and comedy still happened in Medicine Hat. We still kept our regulars. So that's why we moved down there, was just until we found our forever home, we call it. Yeah.
So who is it that, if anybody, but who is it that's sort of come along on that journey? Like, who are the people that sort of helped?
Oh gosh, yeah, we have some people that have been with us since day one. The first one is our Diana. I'm sure if anybody's been here, you've met Diana, whether she's at the door or she's serving you drinks or whatever. She's literally been with us randomly. We talk about it all the time. Like, how did you come into it? I think she started just as a regular at Whiskey Creek, and we just became friends, and then she just learned this business and the industry so well that she's just irreplaceable. She's our girl. She's just so part of this, and she loves it. It's her baby too. And then there's comics that have been with us since Whiskey Creek days that have just come. They were here painting and helping put together tables when we first opened, and every time we renovate, they're here covered in sawdust with hammers in their hands, just the same. Like, we have our tight-knit crew that I'd say there's about 7 of us from day one that have gone through it all with us. So.
The sort of the Medicine Hat comedy community.
Right, and I mean, it grows. We've probably got about, I would say about 17 local comics right now. But I mean, there's the 7 that were with us since day one, and it's growing and growing and growing. So that's really cool to see too.
Yeah, no, it is. So 2020 withstanding, what has been the biggest challenge for you to get from Whiskey Creek to this point here?
The biggest challenge? Good question. Because there's a part of me that felt like going from Whiskey Creek to here was just a natural progression. It just felt, we were producing shows outside of Whiskey Creek too, so it was always like, I think the year before we came and opened this place, we did 87 shows across Canada kind of thing. So we were doing tours, and so there was always production, and then this was just another production. It kind of felt like it was just natural. Okay, we got to get ready for the show. This is what we need to do. So there was a lot for me to learn, I think. I had a lot to learn about what kind of licensing went in. I'll never forget the day 8 guys in suits walked in here with their clipboards, and they were like from the city for all my development permits and stuff, because we were renovating to make sure it was, we had the right wheelchair access and all that stuff. And I remember feeling nervous that day, going, I'm out of my league here. I just want to do comedy. Like, why are you guys in ties? Like, nobody's ever come into a comedy show in ties. But, I became a businesswoman instead of just a comic at that point. And it became something I really started to enjoy that I didn't think I would. I always hated the red tape BS from the industry. I just wanted to get up and I just want to do comedy, and sometimes producing your own shows is the only way you can get what you want, right? So I went from a comic to a businesswoman. I think that would be the biggest challenge, and I didn't think I would like that, and I very much do. I'm kind of
interesting.
I'm growing up. I'm coming into my own there, so I like that.
So do you think that do you feel like you've stepped a little bit more into the background?
Yes, and I didn't like that in the beginning. Like, there was a part of me that was like, I'm not a comic anymore. Like, I haven't been on stage in forever because I'm running this, or there's, liquor needs to be purchased, or this needs to be done, or, oh, we don't have, toilet paper in the bathrooms, like little things like that. And then, you think things. I actually started a vlog on my own called The Comic versus the Club Owner, because I know what I want to see as a comedian, but now I know what I need to do as a business owner to keep the doors open, and it often collides. So I'm seeing the other side of the business. So yeah, I do feel sad sometimes because I'm not able to be up there as much as I would have liked. But then there's a part of me that's really starting to love the other side of things. I'm really starting to love the behind the scenes that comes with that. So it's a love-hate relationship,
So how does that high compare? The high of producing a good show compared to...
There's no comparison. The high up there is way better. There's a high from there and a pride from there. There's a different type of feeling with it. Saturday night, I walked out of here a little bit in awe because I'm like, holy crap, we did it. That was our first pro show that we came back to after being off for 5 months. Not sure what Medicine Hat was going to let us do. Are people going to come out? We had no choice but to up our ticket prices because we're at half capacity now. We can't bring in big acts unless we find that money somewhere because we don't have the seating for it. So I'm like, comedy is hard with ticket sales. It really is. You often have to comp out half your room just to get people to come on in. We can't do that anymore. We want to be able to give back, but we can't. We don't have a choice. So I was scared. I was like, we just put probably about a $2,000 to $3,000 renovation in here to accommodate the new seating, so we can put that new seating plan in place, keep everybody safe. And we've been off for 5 months. So that's a lot of money being thrown out in a small town. Are they going to buy tickets? And both shows were sold out. And production ran smooth. Everybody knew their place. Everything meshed. We've been having trouble with the video at the beginning. That went smoothly. The concierge at the front door did an amazing job. The waitress did a great job of coming up and down the aisles throughout the show to make sure everybody stayed seated. They didn't have to get up to get a drink. And it was our second run at the new operations, right? Like, we don't have a bar anymore. We don't have highballs. You come in, you buy drink tickets now, and we have a drink cart. Like, it's all run differently, and it just ran so smooth. And I walked away and just went, that was months of work and prep that went into it, and everybody knew their lines, it felt like. And I walked out of here a little bit, like, a little teary-eyed. We did it. We did it. So there was a pride, not a high, but a pride that can't be beat. But there's a high that can't be beat. Yeah. It's two totally different roles. It's two totally different things. But I mean, if I had to choose, I'm a comic, like, through and through. I do enjoy that more, but yeah, for sure. That was a pretty cool feeling on Saturday night. In fact, my Diana, she texted me the next day, you seemed off last night. Are you okay? I'm doing a check-in. I was like, I wasn't off. I was in, we did it. Like, and it ran better than it did before, I felt. Like, it was a better operation than what we had before. So, my heart breaks for anybody that's going through anything with COVID. It really does. And it sucked for us too. But I'm always the type of person that tries to see that silver lining. It made my business better. And I like this version of Mad Hatter better than I do the old version, even though I was so upset with the changes that we had to do. Now that I see it, this is better. This is better. So
what's next?
Keeping the doors open.
Yeah.
And you know what, I say that, keeping the doors open, I think we do well with how we're doing things. I don't have concerns about us shutting down because we do have a good support system. As much as I was like, please sell out, I knew if we pushed hard enough, and I knew if we, got our voice out there, that yes, we're back open again. Once people knew, I was hoping, feel the earth, that people would come out, and they did. We just have to keep that quality of production high enough that people want to come in and they want to pay that ticket price, and we'll just keep doing the best by you guys. As long as the government doesn't shut us down again, we're not going anywhere. We will be this. I call this my retirement gig. I've always wanted, my husband and I, we had our plans in life. This was it. I was going to go do movies. I was going to do TV. I was going to tour. I was going to be a rock star. And then I was going to settle down, get married, have a kid, and open up my little comedy club. Everybody's like, oh, you're going to have to get a bigger space. I'll never get a bigger space. I waited 6 months for this space because it's a rectangle room. It's like a New York underground comedy club. I'll put more nights in before I'll put more seats in here. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I will always keep it a small, intimate, candlelight comedy. I've been hashtagging because I like the new candles. But yeah, just I like the vibe of, this was my dream for my retirement gig. This is my settle down, stop being a roadie, and this was it. So I'm not going anywhere. Even if nobody comes, I'll still pay the rent and perform for myself.
Well, we're really glad that you made it through,
Yeah.
and that the doors opened up again. And
For sure.
yeah, Saturday was a lot of fun.
Yeah, it was
And,
a
yeah,
lot. I'm glad you enjoyed it.
Yeah, well, we'll definitely be back, and hopefully so will everybody else.
Absolutely. Thank you.